Alright guys, so we are here in Jezero Crater where Perseverance was, right between the sols of 203 and 205. Now, it was taking pictures all through this area, and this one hilltop, it's not so much that the wind is blown away the dirt around the rocks and they look like they're overhanging that interests us. It's the shape of these rocks, and we're going to show you that here in the video. So hang in there and check us out. Don't forget, if you like the work we're doing, to like this video. Please give it a like and share this with anybody and everybody. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed. It's the only way you can get notified of new videos. All right, we'll see you in the model. We're going to go to the model next. Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Inhabitmars channel. I want to apologize first of all for the recording. The wind was just terrible and was blowing my green screen around, and the noise was just awful in the microphone. I thought about going back and re-recording it today as a calmer day, but I got to get this video out, so I'm gonna go ahead and keep that. Hopefully the subsequent recordings and stuff will pick calmer days. The wind was just blowing for several days, and believe it or not, today it finally calmed down. Today we actually want to look at a Gigapan. Dave Gannett over at Mars X3D was the first one that I saw point these out. Now that doesn't mean he was the first one or anything, but that was the first video I saw. I'm subscribed to several channels, and he was the one that pointed these out. Okay, so this right here is the Gigapan that we got it from. This is Sol 203 to 205. And what we're interested in is right over in this area, right over here. These are what I call the floating rocks of Jezero. Now this big rock right here looks like a piece of wall or something. I don't know exactly what this is, but it looked like a cool rock either way. We're going to look at those two, and we're going to look at this one. There's another piece down here. We've got that. We've got this rock right up here that I went ahead and modeled. I modeled this one and this one, this one and this one. So let me show you now what the enhanced image looks like. So this was taken from Joe White's Gigapan. Now the one we just looked at was from Neal Spence at TerraForm Mars. They're about the same quality. They both do excellent work, and I went ahead and adjusted the color of the sky and did a light burn, adjusted contrast and everything, just to bring these out a little better. So here's this rock here. You can see now in a little more detail. This one, it's still real bright on the top. I tried bringing that down, and there's just so much sunlight reflecting that it is hard to bring that down. So we also looked at these right here and this one, and then here's those floating rocks. This is one right here, and you can see that, well, this one is in front of it, but you can see the shadow, how it's up off the ground. And then if you can't see this one, you're just blind, but there you go, that's that one. And I brought out as much detail out of it as I can, and there actually seems to be some sort of structure, kind of like you would see on a highway overpass. That would be that area right here, and then maybe some supporting structures there. this rock right here, it's not actually leaning against this rock. This rock is more in the foreground towards you. You can see by following these lines across, this is actually, you know, several feet behind it. So let's go over to our Blender model now. Okay, so I have the same image right here. All right, and let's go ahead and turn on our models. So here's our models in place, and let's take a look at this one first. This thing was pretty cool, and of course this is the one that I walk out from behind in the video. I always turn off the lighting because it just, to me, it looks better and you can see a little more detail. You don't get the shadowing and stuff as much. This is a shape that this one has, and it's pretty wild. It's got this piece underneath it, as you can see here in the image. Just turn it. And then it's got these layers across here, and they actually go across here. It's hard to see this way. This is the shape that this rock has. It's pretty cool. All right. And I wanted to point something out. This piece right here is actually behind this rock. You can see that. Let's go ahead and hide him. And that rock kind of sticks out behind it. So now let's go to this one here, and I'm going to hide these as I go along because I actually have them layered on here. Okay, so this rock right here is pretty cool. It actually comes towards you and then kind of curves off to the right. All right, and there's obviously some other stuff behind it and around it, but this is what this rock looks like. And it's just kind of cool. I liked it. It's got this piece in here, and it's got these cuts in it, like this was cut with some sort of circular saw or something, and it's a square cut, and then this piece actually extrudes outward from the rock. But you can see those I'm about to show you here in this image. They are in there. Check that out. There's the cut right there, and then this goes across at a 90-degree angle. It's very perpendicular to this line right here. All right, and then this part extrudes outwards, as you can tell. So that was pretty cool. And then it had this damaged part right here. You probably see that better with the lighting because you get the shadowing. Well, it's completely in the shade. I put the sun in the same spot as it was in the image, so you should be able to get an idea of how the shadows go and stuff. Alright, so let's hide you. And we're moving on back up the hill. Okay, these rocks right here, these are pretty cool. Alright, so at first I thought that this was just one rock. But looking at the shadowing and stuff, this is a separate rock. This rock is actually behind it, and it's laying on the ground. There's barely any shadow. So, and then there's this panel piece right here that looks pretty cool. And I modeled the shapes that I could see in it, but I couldn't get any more detail than what I'm about to show you. Alright, so let's start with the panel piece. And it's very rounded at the front. It's not a complete square, as you kind of see in the image right there. You see the shape of that going around. And then it's got these parts that are extruded upward. And you see that? It's kind of like a wall or something that sticks up in front. And then it's got these shapes inside. This piece of this rock, we'll call it a rock, was kind of like a pyramid shape, but it's not quite straight. It was turned off to the left. Can you see that in the image? Let's see. Alright, so see that? That's right there. That's that piece right there. And then next we have this piece right here. It's really cool. Is right here. And it's got this part that's extruded inward. And then this piece right here looks like some kind of handle or something. And that's that piece right there. So let's go ahead now and hide this one. That's what that looks like, though. Okay, so the next rock in the series, this is a series of 3 different rocks, is this piece right here. That's this one. Alright, and this is what this one looks like. You see this like shark fin like looking thing on the top of it. And that's part of it, because if you look at this left side, that's all one piece. But there's actually a dividing line right here, and then that's that rock behind it. Like I say, I thought originally it was one rock, but it's actually 2 rocks, because this one has a shadow. The sun's coming this way and is casting a shadow right here, and this one is laying on the ground behind it. So this is this one. There we go. That's what this one looks like. Hi, baby. So that's what this one looks like. That one's pretty cool. You see that little shark fin looking thing at the top. Alright, and then you have this rock, and now this one is right here. Now I have no idea how far it extends back, but if I put it in place, you'll see that, you know, it's obfuscated by this rock here. But that's that one. It's just, this was just simple, but it was right there. So I said, well, I'll go ahead and model that one, because I wanted to show you that that is 2 separate rocks. And once again, look at the shadowing underneath it, and you can tell that that is laying on the ground. There's barely any shadow. All right, so that one is laying on the ground, and it's behind this one. All right, so let's hide that one. Now let's go to this one now. Let's move him over to, well, we'll move him to the right. Now this one was a little hard to make out all the detail, but it's pretty cool because it's got this hollow cavity in here. Let me go back to the image real quick. Let's see, let's go to this one, because I think you could see it in the original. Okay, so you can see that cavity in here, and you can see that there's striations that go along the inside of this, and you can see the direction they're going, and they are actually following what would be this back wall over here, the one that we can't see. And then there's this little piece that's curved out, and then on this left side you've got this piece down here overhanging. Now the thing that was confusing is I don't know if this rock is attached, otherwise it makes a perfect pyramid shape other than this, or if this is actually a separate rock. So I'm not sure exactly, so I just modeled the one, and this is what this one looks like. You see that cavity underneath it, and then you can see how this piece curves around in the front. This is where that rock right here would be right here. So that was pretty cool. And let's hide you. Okay, this was a rock that was sitting behind this big rock. And we can see the top of it, so we know how far it goes back. And it's hard to see in this image. I don't want to keep going back and forth, but the front of it is what's cool. So these all look like manufactured rocks. It kind of protrudes outward like this in the front. I don't know if it's completely round or tapered like that, but that's what we got right there. That's that rock. All right, now here's the floating rocks of Jezero. Now this rock right here actually has a piece in front of it, and it really looks cool because it's got this circular piece in there, and I should have got around to modeling that, but this took a little while to get all this worked out and figure out what was where in the image. So this is what this rock looks like, but this rock is actually in front of it, and you can see based on the shadows that this one is sitting in front of this one. This is this rock here, and it's got these holes in it that go through, so you can see these holes in it. There's one and there's two, and I don't know if they go all the way across. I'm assuming they do, but that doesn't mean anything. But this is this rock here, and it's got a definite shape to it, as you can see in our model. This cannot be naturally formed. I wouldn't believe that in 100 years. So that's what that one looks like. All right. Let's hide you. And moving right along. Now this. Here we go. Okay, so here's this rock here. And there's more back here, but I can't tell if this is attached to it or not. But look at the shape of this. It literally looks like some sort of overpass. All right, but why it ends right here, I don't know. Maybe there was more to this hillside before everything collapsed. Maybe there was more of this hillside over here. I don't know. But this is cool. And I don't know what is holding it up on this side. Like I say, this rock is actually in front. So this is not leaning against it. But you kind of get the hint that something comes down on that side. And even with the less gravity of Mars, I can't believe that this rock is just balanced and hasn't crumbled, even with this support right here. But this looks like a support like you'd find on an overpass on the freeway. All right, so that's pretty cool. Let's take a look and see what he looks like. So there we go. This is that rock, and it's got this kind of it kind of tapers at the top, and it's got this tapered look to it. It tapers towards the top, and then this is what that, I guess it'd be called an abutment or something, where it comes out from like where you have the dirt and sand. That's what that would look like. And then on the back of it, these are the shapes that we could see. This part comes back, and then this part also comes back, but at a higher, it's smaller and it's higher. Let me put it that way. And you can see that here in the image. This is that back section right here. Okay, right there. And then you see that a smaller piece there and this longer piece. And then it goes into this bigger piece here. And then there's more rocks over here. But that's what we could see in this. So that looks pretty cool. And even if I'm wrong, it's so hard to tell. You can see how this edge right here ends. That's the best angle. And this part comes out. That is right back here. All right, that's that right there. All right, well, you guys have yourself a good day. Please share this video with everyone. Hit that thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe. We've got more stuff coming up. Very exciting stuff. I've been looking through several videos and Gigapans. So hope to see you on the next video. You guys have a great day.